Okay, in this video tutorial, we're going to look at how to implement a search within a MySQL database. So here we have a database of contacts, and we have a search box in here that we would like to be able to use to be able to type in something and have it find anything that matches their name or their phone number or their email. So let's look at, first of all, how this search box is set up. So I'm going to open up the code for that page, and that is in the header PHP. So the header PHP file has the links going across the top as well as the search box information. So it's a form and it's set to submit the information to search.php. So when the submit button is clicked, it's going to send the value of what the user typed in from the text field to search.php. So I'm going to create a new PHP script called search.php. And I'm going to save it in the same folder location as all of my other files for my database. And I'll click Save. And then I'm going to paste in some code and we'll just go through it. So we're going to start out with, we need a database connection to be able to get to our database files. And our text box is sending the value of search from the text field. So we're going to get that in and assign it to the variable called search. Next, we have an SQL statement that's going to select everything from contacts where, and then we have this series. Email, like, and first, like, last, like. When we put a percentage sign at the beginning or at the end in there, it's saying that anything can come before this variable name, right? What the user typed in the text field. So if they typed in art, A-R-T, then it's going to find art whether there's something before it or something after it or both, something before and after it. And then the same thing, it's going to search in the first name field and the last name field and the phone field. And then we're going to put the results in order by last name. So this gives us a very powerful search to be able to check multiple fields at once and find whatever piece of information the user is typing in. So that's our SQL query. So then we're going to run and execute it. And we're going to display how many matches there are. So we use the MySQL numRows function, and it's going to take the results. So once this result executes, it stores that information into result, and we'll be able to get the number of rows and assign that to our variable called number. We're going to have our page title called search results, and then we include our header file again. And then we start to print out our results. So here's our number of results that we got from here. And then we have a table to format out our results. So now we're looping through the result, which is an array format. And while it's looping through this array, it's going to assign these variables. And since my primary key is contact ID, I need to make sure that that matches. So that will get assigned to ID and email to email and so on. And like we've seen in some of the other samples, it's going to assign a name to our image and find out if it exists, and if it doesn't exist, it's going to use blank.gif. And then we output the result into a form so that it looks like our index page, where we have buttons on there so the user could then continue to go in to edit or delete records from there. So now I'm going to save this and upload it to my server, and then we can test our search function. So I'm going to type in ART, and we'll click search. And we just have one match. So now if I type in, well, let's just do BA. So we should get a couple of results out of that at least. So we have Robin Banks, Anita Bath, and Bart Simpson. So not a hard feature to implement, but yet very powerful and useful for your users.